like to ask how much time you have for your recommendations.
About 15 minutes.
Please state your name for the record.
My name is C.J. Morgan, M-O-R-G-N.
Can you tell the jury a little bit about yourself?
Well, I grew up in Hartford, Connecticut, and I had a really rough home life growing up. So I decided to run away when I was 17, and I ran away towards North Carolina, where I stayed for a bit. And I will admit, I have had some run-ins with the law, and I'm not proud of them, but they are the reason why I moved to Miltonville, to start a new life and leave my crimes in the past and turn a new leaf.
Will you go a little more in depth on what those crimes of the past were?
Yes, in 2018, I was charged with credit card fraud, and in 2019 and 2021, check fraud, and in 2022, insurance fraud, but those charges were dropped. And currently, right now, I am incarcerated in Milton County Jail for, not proud of it, but identity theft.
What's Milton County Jail like?
It's like average jail. You got rows of cells with cellmates in them, about 2%.
Any cellmates stick out during your stay?
My old cellmate who was convicted of a third DUI, stood up to me just because they had a third DUI, and she was transferred over to the GDC, Georgia Department of Corrections. Not a pretty place. And then my previous cellmate, Sasha Korshnoy, stuck out to me because, well, I see her and I know she's a monster.
How do you know Sasha Korshnoy?
I usually see her at clubs getting rough with someone, shaking someone down, or yelling at someone, and I also know she's a monster in a little.
Did you know anyone else related to Sasha Korshnoy?
The only person I know is Zoe Torrance.
Can you describe how you know Zoe Torrance?
I met her at a bar in North Carolina where gambling was taking place, and we bonded over gambling. And we talked for a couple hours, and it went from me teaching her how to tell tales to me rambling on about how to scam people for money in different ways. And she really lit up when I mentioned that you could skip money from the business without income.
You mentioned that gambling was taking place. How was Zoe as a gambler?
She was a maniac, aka she sucked. I mean, she never stopped. She just kept on going and going and going, and she kept on losing and losing and losing and just never stopped.
When did you see Zoe next?
The next time I saw Zoe was at a casino dinner cruise.
What all happened that night?
Well, as I was cheering on Zoe from behind a table, all of a sudden Logan Haynes, friend, business partner, spun me around and started yelling at me, and I was like, hey, back off, man, and she threw a glass of water in my face.
What kind of impression do you have of Mrs. Haynes?
At first, I thought what she did was very rude, but then I realized she was just trying to protect her friend from losing any more money.
When did you see Zoe next?
The next time I saw Zoe was at her own restaurant, Georgia Bistro, and I went there to try and get a free steak dinner because I knew the owner. And I went there, we sat each other down, and we started talking, and she was worried about her little problem, and she was physically shaken about something.
Anything else?
Well, she thought that Sasha was going to kill her because she couldn't pay money, and she wanted to go to the police.
What did you think of that idea of going to the police?
I thought it was a bad idea because Sasha is a known lobster, and it would just make things worse.
What did you see after leaving the restaurant?
After I left the restaurant, I saw Sasha's black Cadillac, and I knew it was his because of the distinct tire features and the distinct custom car exhaust, and I also knew he'd stalk his victims too.
Now, Mr. Morgan, when did you become aware that Zoe Torrance had been murdered?
I became aware of Zoe's murder when I found out that Sasha was in prison for the murder of Zoe.
What else did you learn from Sasha Korshnoy in that jail cell?
Sasha had told me that she had some eyes.
Objection, Your Honor. Hearsay.
Your Honor, pursuant to Rule 613, prior inconsistent statement, Sasha Korshnoy has previously stated that he did not tell Mr. Morgan anything in that jail cell relating to the death of Zoe Torrance, and Mr. Morgan has something to say otherwise, therefore it is an exception to hearsay.
All right, that's all.
Thank you.
My apologies, Mr. Morgan, you asked that question. What else did you learn from Sasha Korshnoy in the jail cell?
Sasha had told me that she had Zoe eyes and that she cleaned up her fingerprints and cleaned up the evidence and left nothing behind and hinted at someone being inside, but I never asked.
Did you ever try to go to the police with this information?
Yes, I did. I tried contacting D branch twice, but I never got a response.
Did Did it surprise you that he didn't respond?
It caught me off guard a bit, but I wasn't fully surprised because I am considered persona non grata because of the previous case.
What's persona non grata?
It just basically means you weren't as trustworthy as you were before.
You mentioned the previous case. What happened in the case?
I made a mistake and I got facts mixed up, which caused a criminal who was charged with armed robbery to be let free. And I know up to that mistake, and I am sorry for the mistake I made.
What makes this case different from a case where you accidentally mixed up some facts?
Well, this case isn't about armed robbery. It's about someone's life being forcibly taken, my friend's life being forcibly taken. And I want to redeem myself as well for the last mistake I made in the previous case and to come forth with the truth to help an innocent man and to get justice for my friend.
Why did you decide to come forward with this information?
Well, I decided to come forward because Zoe was my friend and murder crosses the line.
And finally, Mr. Morgan, are you receiving any kind of deal benefit or reduced sentence for your testimony here today?
No, and in fact, I'm actually terrified right now because I'm literally snitching on the person who is in this courtroom right now, and I'm just scared of what might happen after I get out of this courtroom. So.
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Cross-examination.
All right, Mr. Morgan, so you grew up in Connecticut, correct?
Yes, Harper.
And is it true you committed several crimes?
Yes, I have committed crimes.
And you're currently an inmate at the Milton County Jail, correct?
Yes, as I said earlier.
So am I correct in saying that you committed check fraud?
Yes, I have committed.
And as you testified to earlier, you have also committed insurance fraud, although the charges were dropped.
Yes.
And am I also correct in saying that you have committed credit fraud?
Yes, I have.
All right, and am I correct in saying that when testifying to Detective D. Branch's case, you, quote, mixed up your facts and therefore a felony charge was dropped?
Yes, as I said earlier, I made a mistake, and I'm sorry for that mistake I made.
So yes.
Yes.
And because of these run-ins with the law, the trouble you've gotten into, you moved, correct?
Yes, I moved to Millville to start with.
Yet you've still committed several crimes while here.
Yes, I made another mistake, and I will also own up to that mistake I made.
I understand you've had previous interactions with Sasha Porchnoy at bars where you were, quote, looking for a target. Is this true?
Yes, this is true. I was looking for someone to get money.
And you know Porchnoy through your time in a cell with her, correct?
No, not exactly. I knew her because I would see her at clubs, but I got to know her a little bit more.
You did share a cell with her, correct?
Yes.
All right, and you knew Zoe Torrance through a gambling addiction.
I met her at a bar, and I knew her just that we bonded over gambling.
Earlier in your direct statement, you called Zoe a friend.
Yes.
Okay, and in your statement, you, quote, referred to Zoe as a sucker with no self-preservation. Am I correct in saying this was your perception of her?
In my testament, I did say that, yes.
Now, let's consider Zoe's $200,000 worth of debt. And answer me this, is it true that you taught her how to scam money from businesses?
No, I explained how to do anything necessary to teach her.
Okay, so yes, you aided with that.
Yes, I explained.
And is it true you recognized Porchnoy's car?
Yes, I did, in her black Cadillac.
Now, as you testified to earlier, you recognized Logan Haynes on a cruise ship, and he was possessing hostile behavior towards Zoe and you. Is this
Objection,
correct?
Your Honor, compound question.
I can rephrase.
Sorry.
When on a cruise ship, you recognized Logan Haynes possessing hostile behavior towards Zoe, correct?
No, towards just me.
Yet he yelled in your face, and she threw a water in your face for encouraging her gambling.
Yes, at me, not towards Zoe.
And you did not think to call the police when she came to you about these concerning threats, correct?
I did. I tried calling D Branch twice.
Would you admit that D Branch is a detective, not a police?
Yes, but through Sasha, I found out, and as I failed to say in my direct, that I found out that the lead detective of the case was D Branch.
So he's a detective, correct?
Yes.
And you did not call the police, correct?
No, I did not. I called T Branch to tell him.
Once again, you did not call 911 or the police.
Objection, Your Honor, ask and answer.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm clarifying.
Overruled.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Would you like me to ask that again?
Yes, please.
You did not call the police.
Detective is part police, but no.
No further questions.
All right.